you make one of us the host just in case your internet goes bad?
Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
I can actually make you and Gina co-host.
Okay,
Thank you.
great.
Can I have
Uh,
the pizza? Yes, please.
okay, calling to order at 6:41, the February 25th, 2026 Community Preservation Meeting. Present are members Carlton Hunt, Vice Chair, Bill Smith, David Moore, Martin Menasian, Patrick Driscoll, and myself, Gina Gasconi, Chair. Okay, that was called to order at 6:41. I have no cheers announcements other than I'm glad everybody made it through the historic blizzard and survive it, are surviving it. Okay. We have no public, so we'll move on to the approval of meeting minutes for January 28th. We noticed that the wrong set of minutes got approved. Got attached to the packet, and I think it was just communication between Josh and I. So I would suggest that we not vote on those tonight, and we vote on it at our March meeting. And Josh will be sure that the correct ones go out. Do we need a vote for that, Josh?
No, it can just continue.
Okay.
I think consensus works.
Right. Does everybody agree?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Review of financial reports. Again, we're in great shape. You have the one from January 31st, which as of then, we were up to 84% just in the real estate surcharge of what we had budgeted. And I think February 2nd, with taxes due, so I'm sure a lot of people pay the last day. And we have one more tax payment coming in May, so that should put us well over what we had budgeted. And we should be, I'd say soon, we should be getting the paperwork to start preparing for next year's budget for fiscal 27. I have to stop and think what year we're in. Carlton, you had asked a question on finance.
Yeah, there's this underneath the town of Bridgewater reporting revenue to budget actual. There's a new objective account number 497001. It says TRFR Special Revenue Fund, and it shows $73,595. And I don't know where that came from, and it's revenue, so I'm happy to hear it. And we did send an email. I did send an email to accounting to see where it came from, but we haven't heard back. Pat, your hand's up. No, it's not. It's my hand. I have a hand on my cursor. It's on my wrong place. So anyway, that's, and if you count all the other income that we've had, including the state and earnings on investment, which are just incredible, over $100,000 of investment income, we're almost at our budget level. So regardless of what comes in under this surcharge.
Yep. I think we're over because we budgeted.
Oh, you're right. It is over.
Yeah.
I forget about the red numbers in parentheses are over.
Yeah. And I printed mine in black and white. So looking at the black, I have a hard time reading the figures, but it looks like we're over.
And just one more point that we like to talk about, just the available funds that have not appropriated. It's $3.2 million and change that are available for all across the board projects. And there are a lot of, we'll talk about them later, but there's a lot of potential projects coming in, or number, yeah.
Good. And we have a couple things we talked about, which we'll talk about more. But like the engineering for the fields. There's an RFP out, or will be soon if it's not out yet, but we'll talk about that more. Edson Brook was closed out, and we should be closing out soon. The Housing Authority windows. Questions on the financial report? Okay, hearing none. Applications received. I still put on the Town River Land because at our last meeting, Mr. Lacerda from the Fire for Effect Foundation had said he more than likely would withdraw his application, but he would send us an official letter because Fire for Effect was meeting that same night and they'd make a decision, but I haven't heard from him. So I left it on. I've sent a reminder to him to let us know what their intent is. So I left it on in case they decide. At the last meeting, CPC members had offered to hold the application until Fire for Effect made a decision. So that's where it stands. And just a reminder, the town manager had requested that we hold off on acting on the application because there are a number of issues about the land and such. So that's why that's still there. Eligibility forms. We don't have any new ones. We did have a couple that we held for a long time, but the departments aren't. One was the community center on what's the street?
Cedar Street.
Yes.
Cedar Street.
Yes, I should know that. I went down it every day for 30 something years. They're not ready to resubmit, nor is Parks and Recreation ready to resubmit for their storage building. So we've just taken them off the agenda. Project updates in process, Unitarian Church windows. Bill, have you seen anything on that? I know we extended their end date.
Yes. I spoke with them in November and they'd finished the first phase of the restoration, but they were going to suspend the work until it got warmer. So I imagine in March or April, contingent on this weather that we're having, that they will resume the restoration and complete the project.
Right. Okay. Good. Yeah, it's probably not the best time to have windows out.
Right.
Weather-wise. Okay, good. Thank you. Hanson's Farm.
I can.
Yeah,
I'll
I was
update.
just going to say, can you?
I'll update. Yeah, I talked with them and we established, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's April 13th that we will have the ceremony. And Josh is in the process of coordinating invitations, et cetera. And we have to figure out the program in the next month, 3 or 4 weeks. We need to figure out the program. I don't think they've done much with the trail because the snow's fallen and I don't think they can get out there and really walk the trail yet. So that's still work in progress. Good.
Questions on either I should have asked when we were talking about the church windows. Any questions on that? Comments or Hanson's Farm? Okay. Styles and Hart improvements. Someday, really, this will be off our agenda. No real updates. I believe, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, there's supposed to be a meeting this week with the town manager and the CED director, but I kind of doubt that happened with the snow.
So that was, I could talk to that. So I think and this will kind of encompass some of the other parts on the updates. But yeah, I had a meeting scheduled with the town manager to go over that on Monday, but obviously with the snowstorm and
Mhm.
him having to deal with the response for that, we had to postpone that. So I'm looking to do that next week with him, and then hopefully get it over to the officers, and you guys can update at the March meeting.
Okay, good. Thank you. Um, and Josh was also reaching out to the town engineer, I believe, about surveying. Are you checking on that, Josh?
Yep. Yep, that's on
Okay.
my list of things to do. I need to talk with the town manager on that, just to see how he would like to how we'd like to push the work out.
Mhm.
Obviously we want to get Greg involved, but I'm not sure, what's on his plate, and I didn't want to go over the head of Justin and go tell Greg to look that up. So
Right.
So do we have a scope for that developed so at all?
I don't
No,
remember.
I
I
know
don't
we've had
think
a lot
so.
of language, but it might be worth it to put down on paper some of the scopes in your spare time in this storm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think we only had an email with Greg.
Right.
I don't think it was like a definitive scope. It was more or less us just seeing what he could accomplish himself.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, if we could get that put together, I think that would be helpful.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Who's got the action?
Wouldn't it?
No, it's just, I can help on that, but I think I'd just be going off of the email that you had, Carlton, if you want to add anything else to it.
Mhm.
Why don't you, if you could, just put together a little document about scope, and we
Okay.
can work from there.
Yep.
I can put a diagram or something in there and just ask them and go from there. But we need to have a more specific scope, I think.
Right.
Yeah,
And
if you
Greg,
could, you said you have a diagram already.
I can get one.
Okay, yeah, forward that to me, and then I could definitely work off of that. So if you could have it to me, um, if it's not too much by next week,
Oh,
so I can show it to Justin and everything.
I'll get it to you, Stat.
Okay.
okay, yeah, and Greg might be able to help with the scope too.
Yeah, and I think that's the only thing is I'm not as familiar with his, like I said, his what he has going on right now. So we just got to run it by Justin is all.
Hmm.
Good.
Great. Comments for or questions on Styles and Hart? It looks like, hopefully, fingers crossed that we're moving forward on it. Um, and I hope it can go back out to bid uh, for the rest of it. Um, and I think it definitely needs changes to the original scope. Josh, do you know if Justin met with? He was supposed to meet with Blythe too.
No, and that was another update I needed to get from him this week.
Okay,
Yeah, sorry,
okay,
I had a whole list for him, and it got postponed and postponed, which understandably is why. But yeah, I didn't get any answers for you guys. Sorry about that.
okay. No problem. You didn't make it snow 30 inches in 24 hours. Uh, okay, that's good. Um, but you'll keep us posted on that.
Yep.
Um, Hemlock Drive windows, Carlton.
No update to this month. It's still where it is. I'll get a hold of them this next month for the next meeting.
Okay. Carlton and I did do a walkthrough with the housing authority right after our last meeting. I thought the windows looked absolutely great. Um, so they should be finishing up soon. Parthenon Freeze.
It's before the town council. The council moved it to the finance committee and the budget and finance committee. I'm waiting for them to post their meetings so we can go there and just brief them on what's actually asked for. Justin gave them elevator level information, but there's some additional details that we need to talk about.
Okay, good.
Gina, can I just ask one question? I don't think
Sure.
we had talked about it at the officer meeting, but I
Mhm.
believe Carlton, you said you had some really nice pictures and everything, and we were working on some type of ceremony for that, like a ribbon cutting or
Yes.
Mhm.
So I just want to make sure that I have anything you guys want posted like through our public relations group and then on our
Mhm.
Facebook.
Mhm.
That's a good point. I thought I'd send them to you, but I've made a note here and I'll get them to you.
Okay, yeah, I think I forgot to mention at the last meeting.
I actually have a PowerPoint that shows them all, and I can't send a big PowerPoint to you, but I can grab pictures from there. I've got before and after pictures as well as some installed pictures.
Okay, or if you want to drop by with your flash drive again, and
Okay,
I can pull it
I'll
off
do
real
it that
quick.
way.
So
I'll do it that way.
okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
good. Um, to townhouse interior historical architect assessment. I'm getting better at saying that altogether without stumbling over it. Um, Josh, can you update us where that stands? The town manager had sent it to the head facilities person.
Yep. So um, going back to the officer meeting, like I said, Chris just had his son, I believe, a few days prior. So he was out for the meeting that we had scheduled that last week, and then obviously with all the cleanup this week, I haven't been able to touch base with him. But he is back. He didn't take any maternity leave or anything. So I have a note to follow up with him next week.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep.
Next, multifunctional fields. Josh, all these monkeys are on you for status. Did the RFP go out for that? Do you know? I don't.
That's with Jim, and I don't know. I know Allison is. I think she's out this week,
She's
so
in Florida.
she, yeah, she dodged a bullet. But I think what I can do is just follow up. I think she's back next Friday.
Okay,
Um,
I thought Jim had sent it to Justin.
yeah, I think that's where we were at with it. I don't know for sure.
Mhm.
But the last I saw with Jim, he had it pretty much ready to go. So I
Okay,
think we just needed
good.
that approval.
Hey, Gina, can I
Yep.
just,
Okay.
I mean, we asked for all these updates a month ago, and I'm not trying to be difficult, but instead of waiting to the next meeting when Josh gets these answers next week, can we all get an email with the updates instead of
Yep.
waiting another month?
Yep. Josh, could you do that?
Yeah.
Just send to
It just
either
seems like
send.
it just seems like everybody. I mean, I know the last 3 days has been challenging, but we had a meeting a month ago.
Right.
So I mean,
Yeah.
if we can,
That's a
I
good
don't
point.
want.
Pat.
We don't need to wait another month for the responses. If we can get them as soon as, like Josh, you can get them to us next week.
Yeah, as long as everybody's in the office and I can, get responses. Yep.
Mhm. Great. Good point. Good point, Pat. Thank you. Um, okay. What's that one? Cemetery assessment.
Yeah, the request for quote was extended. That date ended, I think it was yesterday. We received one quote, and I'm not going to get into the numbers at this point, but I would like to sit down and meet with David and Bill and Gina and I to go over some thoughts about it. I will tell you that's way north of what we had. The assessment cost is way north of what we talked about. I just don't want to put it out there right now. I
Okay.
want to talk about how we can go forward with this and come back to the committee next week. And we're going to have to, well, we're going to have to make some decisions, and then we're going to have to submit a letter to the town council to pick it back up. And I don't know if we wait for another month or what. I'm not sure what to do other than have I will call it a subcommittee meeting to just go
Mhm.
over the scope. It's only a single application. The proposal is about 20 pages long. We'll
Mhm.
go from there.
We might have to lessen the scope to try to get it
That's what I
down.
want to talk about. That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Uh, okay. And we can let people know too. Again, Pat had a good point of not waiting a whole month to fill people in.
I know, but this one here is going to require some votes, I think.
Right.
So
Oh, I know, but just an
We'll-
update that it's being worked on.
we'll send information out as we can, but that's
Right.
all privileged information at this point,
Mhm.
and it would be not for discussion until we're in public session.
Correct. Agreed. Okay, project updates, completed projects, Broad Street properties. We've closed the project. The final report was accepted. We're just waiting for the conservation restriction. Same with the Summer Street Mobile Station property.
Josh, question you'd asked at the last meeting for the email that Wildlands Trust had sent, and I think I sent that to you, and that's on your list, I'm betting.
Yep.
All right. And when they get back, it's starting. I'm a little bit worried Wildlands Trust has not reached out to us, and I don't know if we're really busy or if they're concerned. So maybe I should reach out to Wildlands Trust and see where they're at.
Yeah, if you want to do that and then CC me,
Yeah, I think that would be good, Carlton.
Okay.
then I can pass it along to Justin as well.
Thank you. That's a good idea.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and again, I apologize. It's just as you guys can imagine, it's budget season, so it's been a little bit busy for Justin.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working very hard to get a half hour on his schedule.
Yep. And the storm doesn't help.
No, that did not help at all.
No. And I do want to publicly commend Josh, who on a snow day on Monday was answering text messages from me and emails and getting the meeting posted. So thank you, Josh.
Yep, no problem.
A lot of people on snow days would say, yep, it's snowing. But so thank you. Potential projects, Jenny Leonard Park. Again, that depends on acceptance of the Oldfield Estates property. Pat, have you heard more? Last I heard that the town attorney was in discussions with the Oldfield Estates attorney. Have you heard more?
I hope so. I haven't heard that though. I hope so. I mean,
Okay, I heard that at, I think, a Parks and Rec meeting. But we meet again, well, not for 2 weeks. But I'll make sure I double check.
do we have any update on that, Josh, as far as where Justin is on that, or?
Sorry, what was that?
The Oldfield Estates acceptance of the property.
I haven't been told anything. Is it a legal thing? Is it going through town council?
No, we talked
I don't
about it. So the planning board recommended the street acceptance contingent upon the town working through that. So we've been trying to, I think we're going to try to get an update from Justin on where that is in the process, accepting that land on Oldfield.
Okay. Yeah. Unless I'm on those emails, I wouldn't know. But I can try to follow up with them on that.
Thank you.
Okay. And I'll ask Jim Small too, because I think he's the one who had said that it was in discussion. So I'll follow up too and let everybody know. Basketball courts at Scotland Field is still in the running. With the snow and all that, that's kind of put Jim off from getting prices. and I will follow up again with Parks and Rec to make sure that's still our considered project. Restoration of the fire department's or Sam McQuinn hand pump truck and historical pictures. David Moore, you're up.
Okay, a couple of the members of the commission have been out to see it. We've taken pictures, we circulated them around so that everybody has seen them. Told Greg I was going to get back to him when he had some time with the move and everything else. Everything's on hold, but we did send him an email. Well, I had some questions for him, but I kind of codified them in an email that I sent over yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The preliminary discussion, just one-on-one with some of the commission members, it's like this pumper really isn't in tough shape. It's in pretty good shape. So we'd like to know exactly what is the extent of the renovation, what's the need for it, and where is it going to be displayed afterwards? Because we went through the open house up at the fire station, and I didn't see a big lobby to put this thing in to say, here it is, this beautiful pumper. So where is it going to go? Back in a barn, where it's been for the last 75 years? So I've got some questions for Greg, and I imagine we'll get to him. He'll get to us eventually. But he sent him a lot of pictures. I came across a picture from, I believe it was 1880 recently. And it looks like it was not red at the time, but it's black and white, so it's hard to say. But it looks pretty much as it does today. So they've done a good job preserving this thing. But what are we going to do? How can we get this thing out in the public so the public can see it?
David?
Kelly.
I've had a number of conversations over the last 8 or 9 months, and they had thought there was a place inside they could put it, but it's not going to be. But when I talked at the dedication of the fire station, there is another location that they want to display it. I've also suggested that they could display it out back where this playground area is supposed to be, that it would be in some kind of, like the Liberty Bell down in Philadelphia, be in some kind of enclosure that would be protected and visible. So they have thought about where they're going to display it. They just haven't probably talked with you. So please keep up the good work.
Okay. We'll stay on it.
Great. Thank you. Foolish question. You said that the old picture, it looked black and white.
It was a black and white picture, but the color is very, very dark of this piece of equipment. So whether it was black or brown, it looks too dark to be red, but I'm going to throw it in the into AI and ask them to colorize it and see what the computer comes up with for a color of what it might have been. We could just go back to the pumper itself and check some paint chips in some of the areas to determine exactly what color it was in the very beginning.
Good.
Yeah, and David, they had said that they were going to have this restoration company down in Pennsylvania. They were going to look at it. They were supposed to take a lot of pictures of it and send it down to this person who would then tell them what he thought. Were you informed of that potential?
Only that it was heading in that direction. I just wanted to get some kind of a dialogue going with Glenn to learn a little bit more about what's going on.
Great. Thank you. Well, keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. I remember seeing it years and years ago when they had it on display just for, I don't know, some special event. Okay. Thank you, David. Playground accessibility. That the Disabilities Commission was supposed to meet yesterday, and it got postponed because yesterday, because of the storm. They've put together a whole scope that they're presenting to Parks and Recreation. I think the project is bigger than what they thought, and they're looking to confer with Jim Small from Parks and Recreation. So they'll be presenting to Parks and Rec on the first Monday in March is when Parks and Rec is meeting. Disabilities, I believe, is meeting March 3rd, which would mean March 2nd. Parks and Rec meet. So we'll have more info on that coming up. Townhouse match to multicultural grant.
Can I speak to that?
Yep,
Yeah.
go right ahead.
The Councilor Ellenberg developed scope for a grant to the Cultural Council to do an assessment of the electrical, mechanical, and public safety issues at the townhouse. It's a grant that I think could be up to $8,000, but it's a matching grant. I think the town will hear whether or not it's awarded sometime in early March. Who knows what the storm's done for everybody. But sometime, hopefully by the next meeting, we would know if the town had received that grant. If they have received that grant, then the match would have to come out, and obviously CPA funds can be used, particularly through the admin account, to match that. So there's a bunch of ifs. If it's awarded to the town, if we get a letter requesting that, then we would put it on the agenda for next month to consider the match, and we'll get the scope to you when that happens. That's in a nutshell. There's been a lot of discussion. Councilor Ellenberg put a resolution before the town council that finally passed last meeting, that included language around the CPC and supporting it. And if we had to have a project manager for that, or an OPM, then potentially they might ask for us to cover that cost too. So there's a few balls up in the air on that particular one, and just hang on for a bit more, and maybe next month we'll know more.
Great, thank you. Study recreational land usage at Legion of Scotland Fields. Parks and Rec is definitely interested in that. So when we had done the public forums for our 5-year plan, Jennifer Golson had mentioned there were grants out there for that. So we just have to look into that more. The Scotland Field, I don't know if all of you know, Pat, you definitely would. There's a whole field in the back. I think right now it's being used for...
It used to be a soccer field.
Yeah. Then it was
are we looking to upgrade that?
Well, we're looking to decide what to do with it.
We need
what to do with it. Pat, were you saying something?
I mean, that'd be a great field for like practice, soccer practice. We always need fields, so even if it's just rehabilitated for multi-use.
Right. So that would be great.
Basketball court. There's also a basketball court out there too.
Not in the back. The basketball court's in front.
Not the back, and front, right.
Right. So that would all be included in it. And further down, we'll talk about the track at Legion Field too. But that could all be included in the study of the land. Okay, our next most exciting part of the meeting is Carlton and I had met with Josh, and Josh had great news on the application and eligibility form templates. He's going to hopefully demonstrate their eligibility form. We came up with some changes for the application, and I had sent along to Josh a whole bunch of different towns. And like I said at the last meeting, I kind of like ours the best. Even though we had redundant fields, we kind of cleared that up. But right now, we have just the eligibility form. Josh, do you want to show us that and tell us your good news?
Yeah. Just a moment here.
Mm-hmm. I hope you guys like it. The rest of the members, guys and lady.
While Josh is looking for it, one of the things he told us is it would be an online application that the form would be put together by the IT department. So it simplifies it and it's an online piece. And I we'll see what you guys think of it.
Yeah, so I think the biggest goal of the revisions were to make it more accessible to the applicants because right now, whenever somebody submits these applications or the eligibility forms, is when they're trying to add things into the PDF that's available on the website, it doesn't text wrap, and we have a lot of formatting issues. So not only do the applicants have issues inputting the data, but when we get the actual form, then we have to make sure that everything is presentable and you guys can read everything. So this is the old form that's on the website right now. It's just a PDF, a fillable PDF. But again, where we run into issues is, with these fillable areas, they're very limiting. So what IT did for me, and let me just switch here, is they actually set up an application online, um, where it has all the same data or the same information, but it takes the data that the applicant puts in. They have required fields that they have to fill out. Um, they just have to go through this, and when they're all set with it, it actually sends it right to the CPC inbox. So it doesn't have any text limits or anything like that. It's organized. It's very easy to read and a lot easier for the applicant. They don't have to download anything. They don't have to format Word documents or anything like that. They just have to come through here, make sure that they're filling out all these boxes, and then hit send.
Mm-hmm. Great. Thank you, Josh, and thank you to the IT department. I think it's a big improvement. I hope the rest of the members feel the same way, especially even just for the part that it'll wrap the text. People currently end up not realizing it doesn't wrap it. They put it in, we can't read it, or they have to do a Word document for it. What cannot be put at the bottom of that form, the way the form is right now, it has for a CPC to mark if it's denied, if it's eligible, ineligible, partially eligible. That can't be put as part of the form Josh just showed us, because once it's submitted, it can't be edited. So Josh is working with IT to do the same type of fillable form, but for CPCers. And once we vote on a project that is, say it's eligible or not eligible, partially eligible, I would fill that in like I usually do now. I just handwrite it in. I would fill it in online. It would go to Josh and he would merge the two documents together to make one. And I think that should work fine. Questions or comments on the form?
How detailed is this Appendix A, which is referred to in that link? Is that fairly straightforward? And would that be simple for applicants to understand?
Josh, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's for the 5-year plan. So it goes directly, the link actually goes directly to the 5-year plan. So it's as detailed as the 5-year plan is. Did that answer your question, Bill?
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that link is a direct link to the CPA plan, and it isn't like a description for the appendix.
And I think the intention there is to make sure people can go look at our um, things that are priority and also what are what's the right I'm looking for goals. So oftentimes we've asked for goals in the main application. What CPA goals is this addressing? So that's that link that lets them go get that, and then they can copy and I think paste it into their document.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Other questions or comments on that? Okay, Josh, thank you for that. And as I said, next is the application. We worked through it and we took out all the redundancies in it. And we went from 7 pages to 2 or 3?
Well, it depends on how big those boxes become.
Yeah.
But there is, we hope to have the CPC be able to vote on this next meeting, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see why not. So we'll have another meeting in March for the officers to go over some revisions. I would say we might have some. You might not be the final vote. It might more be some recommendations or something. But we'll at least have something to present for the application.
We'll have a draft final. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Josh, can you, not that I'm adding something else to your shoulders, is it possible to send out a draft of that to, like what you have, not for members to actually be able to enter info and send it? Or maybe we could as a test thing. But so that
Yeah, I do. I did send it to, or I did do a test, and it came through the email just fine.
Mhm.
And I had to work with IT because the way it was formatted was really odd. Um, so I'm planning to meet with them sometime next week to work on that.
Okay.
So it might be a couple weeks before anybody sees anything on that.
Okay, good. Thank you. Next thing, item G, admin code change, CPC membership. The town manager put together changes to put to the town code to put before the council. One of them is to change their affordable housing trust person, who I don't even know if there's an affordable housing trust. If there is, it's defunct. We still have to, as you know, count that position as a position when we're determining quorum. We've asked for at least a couple of years for the change, and it's finally was put to the council. The council referred it to rules and procedures, and it should go back to the council next week. Carlton, anything to add?
Oh, that's it. It's just 2 at-large people and affordable housing trusts. While it will be in the admin code, and it's not, as Gina said, it's non-functional right now. But anyway, it'll stay in the admin code just in case way down the road they want to change it back.
Mm-hmm. Good, thank you. That'll help us out too when determining a quorum, if we're going to have a quorum. Even if the council approves it next week, their at-large positions need to have people apply for them, needs to be voted on by the council. So it will take probably at least another month. Unlike representatives from, say, historical, planning board, Parks and Rec, those are just the board, committee, or commission makes a recommendation for the person, someone from their committee to be a CPC representative, and the town manager just approves it. But the at-large has a different different process. Okay, potential new projects. Parks and Rec is looking at putting a track in. I think, Pat, you might remember the old track that was at Legion around with the football field.
I remember that.
Yep. Okay, good. They're looking to put another track. The track really isn't there anymore. The old one was, I think it was stone dust. And if somebody fell, it was just, I mean, you really get banged up. They're looking at putting a type of rubber track. And Jim Small's looking into that. So that may be coming. Library renovations, or actually a track could actually be put in at the Lower Scotland field too. If there's room around that practice field. Okay, library renovations, Carlton.
Yeah, I forget where it was, but I know I saw that the library had, I think, had applied for some grants or received a grant for some window replacement and that kind of thing. And I reminded them that the current library is over 50 years old. It's actually listed as part of the central part of historic district, and that CPA funds could potentially be used for some of the other restoration work they need. Specifically, I'm thinking of the pillars out in front, but there may be other things. So, and I did send an email to the town manager, and he appreciated the message that we, could do that. And they may be looking to us to fund a little bit more historic restoration work at that facility. That's down the road.
Mm-hmm. Good, thank you.
The council approved the columns as part of the capital plan for this year. There's $60,000 appropriated to redo those columns.
That's good. Thank you. That's fine. But there are other things that they have so many things that they need to upgrade. And that building being over 1974, I think it is, over 50 years old, and it's listed. It could be eligible for CPA funds. We can cross that track when we get to it.
And depends where the track is. Legion Field around the football field.
I knew somebody would catch that.
Just making a joke. I've been in the house too long this week. Okay, good. Thank you, Pat, for that info too.
I don't know if you just heard me yell at my kids.
No, we didn't hear you yell at your kids, so that's fine. If we didn't hear it, it didn't happen. Okay, senior center walking path. We had started it ages ago, but Carlton's also been working on it with the new senior center director. Carlton, update?
Yeah, she contacted me 2 or 3 months ago and asked about it. And I laid out a couple of ideas for her. We were supposed to have a meeting this month, but things have gotten out of hand in terms of everything that's going on, hopefully next month. But Gina reminded me that back in the first go around, when we were trying to do a master plan for that facility, there was some work done towards a path that would go all the way around the town property, go to the north up to the south. What's the little stream river up there? And then come back around, come up past the Conant Center and come back into the senior center building. They also want to do some things that are active where you can sit down and enjoy the scenery, or you can actually do exercises on that path. So that's just a kernel of ideas right now. So we may see that come down the road, and it's certainly eligible, I think.
Mm-hmm. Good, thank you. I think it would be a plus. Like I said, we had talked about it ages ago. I would like to see the trails up in the back, but they're so overgrown. That would take a lot of work. Okay, it's brought up by the committee. One of the things that was presented at the last Parks and Rec meeting by Cagelin, can't think of her last name. She's the new, I believe, executive assistant to the town manager, some type of assistant to the town manager. She presented about a type of exercise pad. She said there's one by the college, by the football fields. I've looked going by, I haven't seen it, but there's also a lot of traffic as I'm going by that way. So I haven't looked that good. It's a big pad. I had commented when she showed it to us. It's a big pad. I think it's 30 by 30. It has a bunch of exercise equipment. She said the one at the college is used a lot. And the company has said that they would give a major discount of, I think, $6,000 or $7,000 if another one is built in close proximity. The powers that be with the town have decided that next to the pickleball courts would be a great spot. I think it would be a good spot, but as I commented that night to Cagelin, I don't know a lot of seniors that would be out there laying down and doing sit-ups on like slant boards. They might, I don't know, I can't picture myself doing that. But so that, if it is decided, they may come to CPC for funds, but that's in the very, very early stages. And that's it. I'll send all of you a picture of it too, just for thoughts.
Why don't they put it at the Summer Street, the old filling station?
That would be a perfect spot for it, but it might be too close to the football field one on Plymouth Street. But that's a good suggestion. Something.
How about at the fire station?
The old fire station?
No, the new fire station. That's supposed to have a park. It's supposed to have a park there and recreation. There's money set aside for that.
Right. And when I was at the open house, I had talked to the fire chief about that playground that was supposed to be put there. He didn't think one would be put, but we think something has to be put by the terms of the agreement with the family that donated the land.
It's required.
Yep. So we have to look into that more, but that would be a good spot. Committee liaison reports. I kind of throughout the meeting talked about Parks and Rec. And I have nothing new for that. David, anything for historical district, historical commission?
Yeah, on the Titicut site, I ran a plot plan over to Josh and to get his opinion on exactly which town committee might be involved. And he suggested that we deal with open space. So I would like to get a hold of whoever sets up the agenda for open space and come to the meeting and make a presentation.
Mm-hmm.
It's Eileen Heine.
Yeah, Eileen. Yeah.
And actually, Maureen's on that committee, and I shouldn't have interrupted.
So who is the person I should contact?
Eileen Heine.
Eileen Heine. Okay, and how do I do that?
David, if you want to email me, I can reply to you with her email.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, good. Thank you. Who else do we have? Maureen.
Hi.
Hi. Glad you joined us.
Me too. Sorry. Not a whole lot, but there is a survey out that needs to be finished by the 28th of this month, which is coming up obviously very fast, about open space and recreation plan update. And there's papers have been put on out at the senior centers, and there's a what's it called, a QR
code.
Yeah, QR code you can use, and just questions about how you'd like to see this developed any differently, the same, whatever. But there's and you can get copies also at the town hall.
Okay.
So, and I think we already talked about it before, but I'll just remind you that and Josh can verify this, that the videos of Carver's Pond, Titicate, and Tuckerwood are online now. Is that correct?
With the new website,
Yes.
I think we've I think the IT department's run into some issues.
Oh,
So what they've been doing is methodically going through each and every web page to make sure the links on the web page actually go somewhere. They haven't reached out to me on the video, so I'm guessing that those are all set. But if there's any broken links, just reach out to me and I'll make sure IT's on it.
yeah. Okay.
Good.
I think that's
I had
about it.
watched before on the old site, and I'm not sure which parks. I had watched a couple. I thought they were very, very good.
Yeah. Down at oh, sorry, blanking out here. Who helped? Jeff Fowler and the guy from the fire.
Al
What was his
Lacerda.
name? That's sorry, Al. He helped out tremendously also in getting those done.
Yep, good. Can't wait to see more.
Yes, they'll be done eventually. When the weather clears up, we can get in through the parks.
Yep. I had thought I snowshoe, and I had thought a few weeks ago to do snowshoeing at a couple of the parks, but I'm not crazy about, unless it's a groomed trail, I'm not crazy about putting my foot down a foot with every step.
Yes, yeah.
But I did see, I think it was Steve Black had posted some pictures that he was cross-country skiing at some of the parks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I thought, oh, good, I'll get out with this storm, but again, it's going to be too deep. So I'll wait.
Yeah, it's going to be very deep. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Even for cross-country skis, very deep.
Yep, even for the snowshoeing, it's stepping down. I wish there would be places in Bridgewater that would groom trails, but
we'll put that on the survey.
Good point. I will, because I haven't done my survey yet. Okay. Yes. Good. Thank you. Pat, planning board, anything?
No, it's actually been pretty quiet. Everything's been continuing, so pretty quiet. Just hoping to resolve the old field land. Hopefully that we can get an update on that sooner than later.
Good. Thank you. And Bill Smith. Bill? Bill, you're muted.
Now, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
I lost the connection and went back and forgot to unmute. I'm a member of the ad hoc downtown revitalization committee, which has had 2 meetings now. The town council is very interested in downtown revitalization. And we have 4 town council members on this ad hoc committee, and they're getting very serious about holding property owners accountable for the condition of the buildings in the historic district and in the downtown area. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of months as they consider action in some regard. It's about time that we address the downtown area. There's been a lot of interest on the part of the citizens of Bridgewater to do something about the condition of those buildings. So I'm hopeful that we'll see some real action there. I think, David, you're on that committee. Is that right? And Carlton?
I recently asked to be on that committee. It's something that I went through for 20 years when I was building inspector. So I'm well aware of the situation going back at least 35 years.
Yeah.
And it's been an ongoing problem for many years, but there are no regulations on the books right now telling somebody they got to keep the building painted. And if you look at some of the old pictures that we have going back into the color pictures we have going back into the 60s and 70s, it was a problem then. It's been a problem for many years.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's hope there will be some tangible action here on the part of the town council. I'm hopeful because, as I said, there are 4 town council members on this committee, and they're very focused on this issue.
Well, I hope they're going to invite the building inspector to the next meeting, because I guess there was some talk about lack of enforcement, zoning enforcement. He should be there to address it.
Right.
To get to the root of the problem, if there is a problem in that area.
Right.
I
So stay tuned.
think there's a draft ordinance that the town council received. I'm not sure if it's an ordinance, but there's something that's been sponsored by a couple of the councilors to do something about that kind of thing you're talking about, David. The other thing is the president of the council put together an order that includes CPC, and I don't know exactly what it includes, but y'all, Josh, I don't know if you can send it to them, but we all need to be aware of what they're thinking about. I think they may ask CPC to set aside funds for restoration of those historic buildings.
Which can't be done.
My problem is that's the building owner's responsibility. We cannot tell them what to do. But there's a CBDG grant, which is, I'm not going to give you the update, but we went through that. I helped Marilee go through that and find blighted areas in town. And we got the grant, which is a long story that we won't get into tonight. But we got the money to do it, but the town that we partnered with ended up, something happened and that program didn't get finished. So the blighted area, I have a file of pictures taken downtown, not just the central square, but downtown. So the two things there's this ordinance that's being studied. I'm not sure if it went to planning board or the ad hoc downtown committee. Actually, to be honest with you, the downtown committee is only 3 members. If councilors sit in, that's fine, but it's only 3 members that I'm aware of. And the other thing is that it went out of my head. The other thing we've been told about, I've heard about, I don't know if it's real, there's some push to turn the World War I memorial at the Academy head of the Common, turn it around like we had funded years ago of some money to do that, and it never went forward. It got withdrawn. But there's some thoughts about turning that around, and that's not going to be a cheap solution either. But that way you can actually have somebody on the park and on the green, and you can read the memorial. Right now you can't even get to it because it's right at the street corner and that kind of thing. So there's some action there that may happen. And that's what I have one other point when it's my turn.
Okay. Not that my voice counts, but I'm probably one of the people that disagrees with turning World War I memorial around. I think it should stay the way it is, but that's just my thought. And I know I've seen other people that agree, but whatever's to be done will be done. I hope they ask for input. Quick question for either David or Bill. I can't think of what the block is called, but it's the one that had just desserts in it. The
Secocia building.
Yes. Has that been sold? I know it was up for sale.
I don't think so. Not according to the last report, but that's about a month ago. I don't know if it's been sold. The price tag is very high, so
it was.
Yeah. So
it was.
I'm not sure.
Right.
I can't do that.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything on the sale of that. There's a lot of speculation as to how close it was to being sold, but it's a tough piece of property with no parking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Good.
That is in the historic district, and if they're interested in demolishing it, then that would have to be approved by the HDC.
Okay. Good. Carlton, you had something to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to let the committee know that we've been told that the CPC is the next committee that would be presenting to the town council about what we do. And we were told that maybe April, but that's a busy time of the year, so we'll see. But I just wanted to get it on the radar that it's possible that we would do a presentation. Gina and I have already worked on one that we did, updated one we did 3 or 4 years ago. But I would like, when we do that, the whole committee come to the town council meeting to be there to maybe answer questions if we get questions. But that's just on the radar right now.
Okay, good. I have, I'm going to pretend I'm Harry Bailey for Conservation Commission. I actually should have brought this up under new business. Harry has moved out of town, which leaves another open position for us. So I talked to Josh. I'm going to write to him, and so he can ask Conservation Commission to appoint a new member. Because again, right now, as it stands, it's a third position we have to count into obtaining a quorum. I don't even know who's on Concom other than a couple people. So hopefully we get that filled fast too. That's all I have. Does anybody have anything else?
Just a quick comment to Carlton, and I think the rest of the commission might be interested to hear it. I was with Orson Kingsley at the college the other day, and he showed me an acquisition that Special Collections has made, and it's the original burial records for the South Parish Cemetery. Of course, that goes back to 1718. And there is some staff at Bridgewater that has digitized them already. It's a fascinating piece. It's probably 8 or 10 pages, partial pages or narrow pages, about 4 inches long. About 12 inches long and about 4 inches wide, and they're folded into a piece of calf skin. So they're very, very delicate. He picked them up at an auction down there. So there is somebody at the college who's working on them. So, Colin, you might want to get a hold of Orson.
No,
that's exciting. Very exciting.
Yes.
That's great. We're going to talk about that if we have this subcommittee meeting, because we have to talk about the scope. And one of the scope things that we sent out was that they needed to contact the university because they had data on all the, there was some kind of report done, and I haven't found it on site, but data on the first cemetery, the 1717 cemetery, First Church. And we need to talk a bit more about what we want to have happen there. And that's great to know, actually. I'll get a hold of Orson. This is a physical document that he showed you. David?
Yes, he showed me the document. It's in a box that came up from Texas.
Did he have a date on it?
The last entry, I don't know what the last entry in it is.
That's interesting because one of the things, not to get into it too much, but one of the things I know is that when the Mount Prospect Street Cemetery was set up, a number of internments were moved up to that location.
Wow, it's interesting.
And I talked with Judy Gabriel about that. I think she's a member of the board on that Mount Prospect Street Cemetery, and she said they'd lost a lot of their records. So this is maybe pretty valuable stuff right now.
Yeah. Well, it's all digitized, so we can access it pretty easily.
Good. What cemetery was that, David?
The South Parish Cemetery. It's opposite the mobile station.
It's first parish, first cemetery in Bridgewater, 1717.
Okay.
That's the big one that we want to have restored.
Right. Yeah. I've just never heard it or recall hearing it called that.
I thought you were an old timer here.
I am, but I'm not that old. I am old though. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Can't think of upcoming events, but if anybody knows any, jump in. Except for in April, the Hanson Farm dedication. And we're talking about doing something for the freeze. We had talked about it at our last meeting. Just almost like a public, I was going to say a public viewing, but that sounds like somebody died. A public, almost like an opening.
Yeah, it's a ceremony.
Thank you.
I would like to next week. Bill and David and Gina, are you guys available next week, or is there any days you're not available? Yes. I want to sit down with this proposal.
Yep.
Yes.
Let me look. Are we talking about a specific day or just the whole week in general?
What days you cannot meet?
Let me look. Can't meet Monday, but the rest of the week looks okay.
Good. I think mine's open. David, how about yourself?
Let's see. I don't see anything. I've got a meeting Wednesday morning that I have to go to. Well, it's going to be all day Wednesday. So I'd say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yep. Okay. I just can't do the disabilities meeting is Tuesday afternoon that I was going to go to. And
did they say what they were rescheduling?
Yeah,
I saw something about that.
David had sent something out.
I saw it online.
Yeah, I'll look it up, Josh, and send it to you.
Yes, please do.
I'll send out a. Go ahead.
Thursday, I have a class. I leave about 11:15. I'm home about 1:30. Right.
I'll look at my calendar and send out a couple of meeting times. And Josh, what I'll do is connect with you so we can reserve probably we could do 201B if necessary, but 201A would be convenient because I'll bring my computer and we can look at the application.
Good.
Yeah, let me know and I'll get that.
The proposal.
I'll put it on my calendar if you guys need help.
All right.
Okay, I just looked up. I apologize. I definitely need the new glasses. The next disabilities meeting will be March 31st, not March 3rd. I kind of missed that one in there.
You just worried me a little bit because I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. I'm just going to send this to you now. Okay. And okay, just sent it. I apologize. It's the 31st, not the 3rd. Okay, we have no public. Our next meeting date is, and I thought I had put it
March
on
28th.
the 28th. Good. No, the 25th.
Usually
is the
it's,
4th.
okay, my bad.
Great, because today's the 25th. Okay, we talked about having this meeting hybrid. We were, as you said before, we'd have to have a quorum of the members in person. We decided against it basically because of the storm. I don't know if the town, the Academy building parking lot is plowed or how well or what, but we'll let you know for sure for the next meeting if it's will be hybrid or complete Zoom.
Carlton, could you tell me
Yes, ma'am.
again when that Hanson Farms
April 13th.
13th of April?
That's the date we've set aside. Yeah. And
Okay,
there's a rain
thank you.
date too.
All right.
And we're looking at probably late afternoon. We haven't picked a time yet, but that's a thought. I would like to see as many townspeople be able to get to it, but we'll pick a time. Okay, if nothing else, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, especially with the confusion if we're going to hold the meeting. But I thank everybody. We actually had all our members that we still have, not open spaces, all here. So that's very good. Not open spaces and open space, but open slots. So if there's nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
I'll make a
moved.
motion to adjourn.
Okay, second.
Second.
Okay. Josh, roll call to adjourn the meeting at 7:59.
Gina,
Yes.
Carlton,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Maureen,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion was approved. The meeting is
Okay,
adjourned.
meeting is adjourned at 8 o'clock. My clock just jumped the